Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the Lesbian News. Our top stories and headlines today are: the L Word Generation Q Season 3 filming is almost here. Grey's Anatomy finally leaves us with an LGBTQ couple that we can cheer for. Hacks Season 2 continues its run. And Gentleman Jack closes out the season with fans fighting for its renewal. Queer as Folk returns this summer, and Fire Island and Crimes of the Future give us a little bit of gay this June, although in different ways. All that and more coming up on the Lesbian News. Welcome back to the Lesbian News. Thank you so much for joining us. Our top story today: the L Word Generation Q Season 3 filming is about to begin. Over the last week, the cast was back on set for their costume fittings for next season, and we got a sneak peek from the wonderful Ari Mandy, who does a fantastic job when it comes to her social media presence and giving a little back to her fans. Ari gave us a check-in before her costume fitting, and although the rest of the cast were absent from social media, they were not absent from set. While everyone has different first days and different schedules, absolutely everyone from the main principal cast should be back on set by the end of next week. No official word yet on how many episodes Laurel Holloman or Rosie O'Donnell will be in, and no official word on whether Donald Faison and Vanessa Williams will be returning for season 3. One would think Vanessa and Donald will both be returning for season 3, and like Laurel and Rosie, no word on how many episodes. So hopefully by the end of June, we'll get episode counts for Laurel Holloman, Rosie O'Donnell, Vanessa Williams, and Donald Faison. Make sure to subscribe right here so you can stay up to date with all the filming news for the L Word Generation Q Season 3. And with Pride this month, we'll be getting out even more content, so look forward to all of that. Grey's Anatomy has finished its season run, and right before the 18th season finished, and I mean right before, Kai and Amelia were reunited. So praise those LGBTQ gods, because finally we have a couple we can root for and that the writers are not going to destroy with this I want kids, I don't want kids LGBTQ trope that they've grown over on Grey's Anatomy. It's nice to have some wholesome representation, so hopefully that can continue into season 19, and ER Fightmaster will be back in season 19 as Kai Bartley. Let's keep our fingers crossed. The entire 18th season of Grey's Anatomy will hit Netflix on June 25th in the US and be hitting Disney Plus in the UK and Europe over the summer. If you can't wait, if you're in Europe, you can get yourself a VPN and log in to the US Netflix. And if you need a VPN, check in the description box for my link and you can use it to get yourself a discount. Hacks continues its season 2 run on HBO Max, which will be coming to a close this Thursday, June 2nd. With only a few days to go, you still have time to catch up on the entire first season of Hacks and the first 7 episodes, including the lesbian episode. So make sure you go over to HBO Max and tune in on June 2nd to watch the season 2 finale. Before the rest of our stories, let's check in with our chief meteorologist, Miss G. G, how's the weather looking this week for the bank holiday? have a bank holiday on Thursday and Friday, and next Friday too, so hopefully we get some sun. Thanks, G. Now on to the rest of our stories. Gentleman Jack ended its second season run on Sunday and sent fans into a tailspin. The Saran Jones-led show has yet to be renewed for a third season, and fans are already campaigning hard for it online. Hopefully the ladies get another season of Ann Leicester. Fingers crossed. Is it the early 2000s? The fashion certainly is coming back in style, but so also are the queer shows. We have the L Word reboot, and now we have the Queer as Folk reboot. Peacock is rebooting the show this summer and launching it during Pride. With it airing on a network streaming service, it may be slightly dialed down, but I'm sure it will still be racy. This Queer as Folk is set in New Orleans and has a wide array of characters, with everyone from high school students to professors contemplating parenthood. Queer as Folk will stream on Peacock, and it will air its entire first season, episodes 1 through 8, on June 9th. The beginning of June will see a gay-focused movie being released on Hulu. Fire Island, which will also star Margaret Cho, is set to air on June 3rd. Fire Island sees a group of friends return together to Fire Island for some summer and Pride fun. The movie has quite a lot of big cast members, including Oliver from How to Get Away with Murder, Conrad Rickamore. Of course, we will always recommend any movie saturated in gay, so make sure to check out Fire Island on Hulu June 3rd. And finally, the Cannes Film Festival was a buzz with our final story. The new Kristen Stewart movie, Crimes of the Future, received a 6-minute standing ovation at the Cannes Film Festival. Although the movie looks absolutely batshit crazy, critics have heaped praise on Kristen Stewart and say this performance is on another level. Crimes of the Future is set in the future, where the human species has adapted to a synthetic environment, and thus the body undergoes transformations and mutations. Viggo Mortensen also stars alongside Kristen Stewart, and the movie will be released in New York and LA this week on Friday, June 3rd, and then will expand its theatrical run the following Friday, June 10th. And that's all we've got time for today here at the Lesbian News. Make sure that you come back next week for the latest and greatest in lesbian and woman-loving woman news. From everyone here at the studio, Miss G and myself, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.